All right. Anyways.
Impacted the win.
Anyways, game 3 thoughts. Looking ahead. I think I told Joe while you were in the bathroom, Pavi, I think this is going to be a sweep. I said it before, 3 weeks ago. No, stop.
Yeah, bro.
Stop. I said it 3 weeks ago. I said.
Oh my God, bro! No, bro. Stop, Thomas. I can't.
It's
I can't,
all
I can't.
on the fucking
I'm sorry,
internet.
no, bro. No.
It's literally
sorry,
on
bro.
the
We not
fucking
letting you do
internet.
that, bro. You're not getting stopped. Change the. Say something.
You gonna let me finish?
Yeah, we gonna let you finish, bro. You got
I
it.
said 3 weeks ago,
Oh
or
my
when
God,
or whenever the fucking series was announced, I said I think the Mavericks gonna win in 6. I think the Celtics gonna win game 1. The Mavericks gonna win game 2. The Mavericks do not want to go back to Dallas down 2-0 because they might fuck around and get swept or lose in 5. So I think that they gonna split the first 2, win 2 in Dallas. Boston was going to win game 5 and the Mavericks was going to win game 6, and that's how they was going to win the championship. The shit did not go that way. It's over. They about to get their ass fucking cooked. They're well done. A well done steak. All right? The well done steak Twitter love. And PJ Washington, when he caught that pass, should have dribbled the ball back out and ran a fucking play. They're not going to, this is not going past 5 games. They're either getting swept or they're losing in 5. They should have won in 6. They fucked it up. Kyrie, you are the biggest culprit. Derek White is on ESPN talking right now. That should be you, Kyrie Irving.
Because he didn't win the game in the enemy's turf on the 64 against a 64-win team, one of the best defenses in the league has seen over the last probably 2
Kyrie
years.
might not get a chance to stomp on Lucky again.
He already regretted
All right,
that.
so here's my thoughts. Yes, I think we could potentially head into a sweep, but I even thought that in the middle of game 1. The only reason I said Boston in 6 was to be respectful to Dallas. Boston should win the series. To a man outside of Luka Doncic, they have the better basketball team. Like, to a man. It's really not close. They have the better basketball team to a man, especially when KP comes back and adds what he adds to this team. They should win this series. If the Celtics didn't win this series, it would be one of the most disappointing losses. I would arguably say since Bron and them lost to Dallas. That's the level of disappointing loss to me it would be if they lost this series. They should win this series. So game 3, I expect them to come out and take care of business. I think game 4, Dallas will play with a certain level of intensity because they don't want to get swept. And yeah, I think, but I think we could be head towards a sweep or Boston in 5. But again, they always say no series starts until you win on the other team's home floor. So Boston took care of business as they should on their home court. And again, we'll see what happens with Dallas when they get back to their home court.
Joe, cut the camera on yourself if it's still on and give your take for game 3. Let's hear it.
For game 3, I fully expect the Mavericks to come out strong. For game 3, they're gonna be back on their home turf. The series is still up in arms. Nobody is looking at it as it's over. 2-0 is a completely different ball game from 3-0. So I think the series is still up in arms at this point. I expect Luka, Kyrie, I expect those guys to get going under their home. The helping cast. I expect them to get going at home. I expected them to make this series competitive. If Luka is what guys like Thomas say he was throughout the majority of the season and all these years, then he'll definitely respond. And I expect him. I'm pretty sure they'll probably be favored to win Game 3 on their home court. I expect them to come out and make this a series. I don't want to overreact to these first 2 games. Boston just did what they were supposed to do. Now it's time for the Mavericks to do what they are supposed to do, and they've shown us multiple times throughout the course of the playoffs. Like I mentioned on the podcast earlier, they lost game 1 to OKC, lost game 1 to the Clippers. This is the first time in all playoffs they've lost 2 games in a row. So I just expect them to fully come back with more intensity. I expect them to hit more threes. I expect guys to be better. I expect Luka to take care of the ball. The 8 turnovers, I'm pretty sure that Jason Kidd is going to highlight the hell out of that. I know he's known for making sure his players and his superstars are held accountable for what they've done. So I expect him to clean that up, and as that cleans up, I expect that also to motivate other guys and just to trickle down at home with the crowd in your favor. It'll be a whole different ball game with the momentum and just how hungry. I think Luka comes out and sets the tone, and everybody else feeds off of it in the home crowd of Dallas. But I expect him to come back and make this a series, make this a competitive finals. It'll be 2-1 heading into Game 4.
I like that. Great analysis. I can't argue with any of that. So before we hit the music and get out of here, tell us what the fans have been saying for the last 15, 20 minutes. or as the game was ending, like what what's the fans been saying?
The role players will help out.
And you
Dallas
can
at
show their
home.
comments too as
Yes,
you
sir,
as you
definitely.
say it. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Yep. The Crown Talk said the role players will help out Dallas at home. Hoops Den said the Celtics are the best road team in the league. It's over.
Question for Pavi, real quick. Go back to the one about the role players.
There.
Pavi, what do you think about that comment?
I think it's a historical comment where it's like you expect
Because they played well to me today. Like the
they
role
didn't
players.
really play that well. Bro.
I disagree with that. I think
Don't
the role players played well today. I think the
don't
second
agree.
best player did not play.
I don't think
well at all
Boston
today.
played that well.
I agree with
They
that.
shot 28% from three. They didn't play that well to me. They no. Luka played a good game, but I thought he could have handled the ball better. But this game was as close as it was because I think Boston honestly just didn't shoot the ball well. If Boston shoots 38% for three, it's a 20-point victory.
If what?
If Boston shoots 38% from three, it's a 20-point victory. They shot 25. They made, I think, was it 9 threes, 10 threes all game?
For the
The whole game, Boston? Now, granted,
that
obviously.
they made.
Yeah, made. Now, obviously, Dallas didn't shoot the ball well, but, like, Dallas doesn't have the same level of shooters that you think Boston does. I think Dallas has been on a abnormal heater for the past couple of weeks when it comes to the Minnesota series.
I can't argue that.
What did they shoot from three?
I can't argue
tonight.
I can't argue it.
Dallas.
I think it was
Dallas, Boston.
29%, 29.9%.
Yeah, they both shot the same percentage.
Or yeah,
Dallas and Boston both shot the same percentage. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Boston averages like, I think their average is like 37% or something like that. If they shoot their average, it's a 20-point victory. But yeah, I think in theory, you think the role players play better when they're at home. I think that's
Dallas was 6 for 26 from three, and the Celtics were 10 for 39 from three.
like what the fuck?
Yeah.
If they make 5 more, they win by 20. It's
you
not
can say
even
that
close.
on both sides though.
Yeah, but I think
You can say that on both
yes,
sides
but
though.
Dallas doesn't shoot the ball
Kyrie
that
was
well.
0 of 3 from 3, wasn't he, Joe?
Yeah, Kyrie over 3 from 3. Yep.
Okay, so he makes more threes, and you make 12.
But
and then you
Kyrie has
shoot-
had games this playoffs where he's made 6 or 7 threes.
Yeah, and
Himself.
yeah, but not in. First of all, what games were these? It might have been in the Clippers series or in the Timberwolves series.
But my point, the
point
whole
is
thing,
this:
he ain't
you've
played
seen
well.
Kyrie do this in these playoffs. Did we not see the Thunder series when he was averaging like 15 points? He averaged 15 points that whole series. The only reason the Thunder lost was because they couldn't fucking shoot. They were shooting 25% every game. If the Thunder could have made shots, they would have beat Dallas. And they still went 6. They were shooting 30% every night. Shea would be out there going 50, 40, 90. Everybody else was making 2 shots. Jalen Williams scoring 12 points. Giddey not doing shit. Chet can't hit a shot. What the fuck you want me to do? If they would have played better, they would have beat Dallas. And then the Timberwolves, it's just, they sauced them up. They sauced them up. Timberwolves had one creator, they just cooked them up. So yeah, I think in theory you think the role players play better at home. That's not a bad assessment, but like, yeah.
Yeah. So you can go ahead.
More comments? Okay.
No, up to you.
Yeah, we can read a couple more. I'm cool. It's cool.
Go read them.
All right, so we stopped at the road players. Hoops Den also said the Celtics are the best road team in the league. It's over. He also said TPJ capping like shit. Hoops Den also said Drew is easily Finals MVP. Big K1. Tatum was the one getting everybody involved. Brown played terrible today. Okay, K1. And then A68 Big Shaq said, right. Hoops Den also said Kyrie needs shooting. Is getting his old ass worked. A1A Shaq said, but in OKC in the playoffs, he was still impactful in this series, even though he didn't score at a normal clip. Referring to Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, he's not impactful at all.
Big K1 said Tatum was a big contributor today. Hoops didn't say TPJ right. This is one of his worst playoff games and finals games. Nathan said TPJ is right. Kid Kenny said 2019 versus Bucks. He was putrid in the second round.
It's the
was
second
horrible
round.
in that
It's the
second
second round.
He was horrible in that. He
It's
was
the second
horrible in that
round.
Josh Filton said bro was shooting tour dates tonight. Kid Kenzie, motherfuckers is really trying to say Kyrie.
By the way, that's the name of the podcast. Who said that?
I think he was talking about
Josh
Tatum,
Felton
though.
said, bro, was shooting toward days tonight.
That's
Josh
fucking
Felton.
Was he
hilarious.
talking about Tatum or Kyrie?